Hey, I'm going to tell a story and I'm not really sure where this is going. Maybe it is, I'm thinking three things. First and foremost, stop listening to that very loud voice that is so judgmental and attacking you and highlighting your insecurities and keeping you from saying something or doing something. Tell that very loud negative voice to shut up. Shut up. And secondly, listen to that very soft voice that's encouraging you. Yes, do that. Yes, that is a good thing. It is going to bless somebody. It's going to touch somebody. Yes, do that. And and the third thing would be, you know what, if it looks like Jesus, what you're saying, what you're doing, what your actions are, if it looks like Jesus, definitely listen to that small voice of encouragement and do that thing. Say those words. If it looks like Jesus. One of my friends this week was saying that's a question she's constantly asking herself these days. When I'm doing this or when I'm saying this, does it look like Jesus? And I just think that's a great thing to just come back to. Anything that we say, anything that we do, anything that we think, does this look like Jesus? So the story and how the three things fit in there. So I have this little 30-day devotional book. And so it's just 30 days. Super easy. You can 30 days and then you can go back and do it again. You can get new things out of just kind of garner new things from it every time. And I always have a few of them with me. And I look for opportunities to bless somebody with the book. And in my head, and it was so great because one of my best friends seems to be with me all the time when these opportunities come about. And she is like, I had shared with her that, whenever I start to do it, and then I think, you shouldn't do that. That's stupid. That's silly. You look foolish. You should not do that. You're just looking for attention. That's something that comes up from my past all the time. I grew up singing and being in front of people. I enjoy making people happy. I love seeing people enjoying themselves and being happy. But when you're in front of people like that, it seems like it's been, boyfriends, husbands, whatever, that they're, you just do that because you want all the attention and you just do that. So there's always this little voice in the back of my head that'll creep up and like, oh, you're just doing that for yourself. You're just being selfish. You just want to, whatever, you want attention, whatever that is. And it's like, shut up. Shut up. I'm giving you permission to say that. Shut up. No, that is not at all true. Is this something that looks like Jesus? Yes, it is. It's a very humble thing. And one of my best friends, she reminded, she's like, I can't believe you even think that. Like, stop that. Shame on you. Stop that. Don't ever think like that, because it is a very humble thing that you're doing. And oh my goodness, and what a blessing. And that's what you're doing it for, is to bless people. And yes. So here I am. I'm going to ramble so much because there's no plan here. So here's the story. So I look for opportunities to give this little book to people, and I try to carry it around, with me wherever I go. So I flew down to Florida to a regional airport, so a small airport, to see this friend. And when I got to the airport, it was very freezing from where I left, and it was supposed to be really chilly when I got there. I got there, and it's nice, and it's sunny, so before I even walk out of the airport, I have on a sweatshirt and then a t-shirt under it, so I take the sweatshirt off. Well, over the sweatshirt, I have this little necklace. It's small. It's small, tiny chain. It's a small cross. Super old. Jesus is on this crucifix. I don't even know if you can see it because it's so worn. It's so old. This was a gift to my mother when she turned 16. When I turned 16, my mother gave this to me. This has hardly ever come off of my neck. I have been through more chains than I can remember, but this has hardly ever come off of my neck. And used to, I always wore it on a shorter chain, but anyway. So I took the sweatshirt off. This was on the outside of the sweatshirt. And so it came off with the sweatshirt. And we leave, we get in the car, we're halfway to where we're going. And I realize, oh my gosh, I have lost this necklace. And well, you already know the end of the story because you so I am like, oh my goodness, my necklace must have fallen off. Well, maybe it's, in the back with the sweatshirt in the bag. Maybe it didn't. My girlfriend, do you want me to turn around? No, it's fine. Let's just go and hopefully it's in there somewhere. So we get to the condo and it is nowhere. And I'm like, maybe I should call. Well, what do you even call? If you call, we'll just leave it. I don't even know what to call. She says, no, you should call. And, thank goodness for Google because I don't know. So in Google, phone number 4 lost and found at this airport. And so I call and I get a recording. So I leave a message, my name, my number, all the details about what this looks like. And I said, it's small. It would be, where it would have been located, and just kind of left it at that. I got an email, I think the following morning or maybe that night. And so it said just to fill out this form. So I filled that out on the email. And then the next day I get a phone call, and it's from this wonderful lady named Christina. And she said, this is Christina. I'm calling from the airport and we got your message. And it just so happens, I love that. I'm going to write a book one of these days called It Just So Happened. It just so happened that someone picked your necklace up, and they saw it because when I was describing, I'm like, it's tiny, it's not valuable. It's just sentimental. It means something to me. And she said, someone picked it up, that they have it. And they said that they knew it, must be an heirloom or it's probably really important to somebody. And so they can bring it back. It was the next day or two. I'll call you. And so we were talking. I said, yes, it was my mom's. And I'm telling her the whole story behind it. And I was in tears because I was just so happy because what are the odds? What are the odds? And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm crying with you. It was, just what a happy story. And it's so nice to see a happy ending to a story once in a while. And so, she calls a couple days later and it's there. So I go and I take one of my books. So I'm going to go pick this up from her. And I get to this office building and I go inside and I wait for a few minutes, and she comes out and we're talking, and she said, I was telling all the girls that I work with, and it was just so awesome to have a happy story, and it just meant so much. And so we were talking about it, and I got the cross and I handed her my book, and I said, just thank you so much. And then she's like, oh my gosh, is this yours? I said, yeah, but it just, it's just 30 days of encouragement. And she was so thrilled. And then my girlfriend and I were talking later that how when you it's so amazing and wonderful how God will use the strangest, the silliest, the most insignificant things to bring about, we don't know, to bring about whatever it is that He wants to have done. And what a story. What are the odds? But then, we just all had the opportunity to kind of witness to one another and to see God's hand at play. And who knows, maybe she'll read this book. Maybe she passed it off to somebody, one of the girls, all the girls that she was telling the story to. And just even standing in there talking to her while I gave this to her, it was just such a blessing to listen to her talking and the things that she had to say, and just what she needed to hear, and the good that she needed to see, and little things even. So all of that, this is very long to say 3 really simple things. Don't listen to Satan. When you have that awful judgmental voice coming at you, and it's loud, that is a loud voice, and it's so easy to just shut down and listen to it. And, oh, I'm not gonna. You tell him to shut up. Shut it, get away, go on with yourself. You are nothing to me, and I'm not listening. I'm not listening to you because you're nothing and nobody. I'm not listening to you. Shush it. Bye. And then listen to that small, still voice that's just urging you and encouraging, yes, do this thing. Let me use you for my good. Let me show myself through you. Just listen to this voice and do these things. Say these words. Give somebody a word of encouragement. Give somebody this book of encouragement. Do the thing. Say the thing. So listen to that still, small, encouraging voice. And then the third thing is, do I look like Jesus? do I look like Jesus when I'm saying this? Do I look like Jesus when I'm doing this? And if the answer is yes, absolutely follow that voice, follow that leaning. And if the answer is no, then sit down for a minute, have a little conversation with yourself and see what it is that you need to change, what you need to do, what needs to change. So 1, 2, 3, that was it. Very, very long story that I thought was going to be super short. Be an encourager. Stop listening to the negative thoughts and that very loud, awful voice. And hopefully you have the opportunity to be a humble servant, to be to give and encourage somebody else today. So that's my hope is for you. And my girlfriend encouraged me to share the story, and I didn't know how, and I talked way too much. So so just remember, it doesn't matter how small, how insignificant, how, not something of value even to anybody else but me. But God will use whatever it is, whatever you have, God will use it for his glory, for his good, and to encourage and lift up others around you. Amen, sister. Have a good day.